Let me ask you man to man, how much longer are you going to let your unconscious run your life? How much longer are you going to keep living in a reality that was built by fear, shame, and survival? Let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why two people can go through the same exact situation and walk away with completely different experiences? Why does one man see opportunity while another sees failure? Why does one man feel powerful while another feels powerless, even in the same set of circumstances? The answer isn't in what happened, it's in how your mind filters reality. And here's something that most men never hear: you don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. And all of the big names in coaching understand the truth to this. People like Tony Robbins, even. The reason you keep running into the same walls in your life isn't because life is against you. It's because your unconscious mind has built a model of reality that traps you in the same cycle over and over again. It just keeps you in what's familiar. Hey man, I'm Kyle. I'm a certified master NLP practitioner and a certified master success coach for men who are tired of performing and ready to start leading their life from grounded masculinity. And just for you watching this, I have put free resources in the description below for you to get for yourself and make the change. And when would now be a good time to do that? This is the 20th video that I have made, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined me on this journey. I really want to build a community for men like us where we can go for advice, support, and I really just want to create a space for men who want more for themselves. These are the kinds of programs for, women and different groups, things outside of the house, for them, but there isn't much for men. I want us to be that change. Also, let me know in the comments like what topic or area of life you would like to hear me break down and speak about. Now, I do have my own ideas, but I am here for you. I make these videos to expand your awareness and also to offer you something better. So let me know what you would like to learn more about. So today I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk about what's really running your life. I'm going to go deeper on the parts of you that are really calling the shots, and it's not what you think. So let's talk about it. Let's get into the unconscious mind, right? Let's get into the filters that it uses and the model of reality, your model of reality. Once you understand this, you'll never look at your life the same way again because once you see it, you can't unsee it. So, if you're not ready for real change, turn the video off now because this is the beginning of a different way for you. This knowledge was a big stepping stone for me. This information that I'm about to share with you has really transformed my life and not only how I see myself, but really how I see my world. So here's what most men don't realize: 95% of what you do every single day is run by your unconscious mind. Yes, you heard that right. 95%. Think about it. You don't consciously think about how to walk, you just walk. You don't consciously think about how to drive once you've done it for years, you just do it. You don't even consciously think about why you get triggered when your partner raises her voice. It just happened, right? That's because your unconscious mind has stored programs, patterns, beliefs, and rules that were installed a long time ago. And they were really installed without you being able to reject what you didn't want. You didn't have a choice, you just absorbed it. And when you start to work one on one with someone like me, we discovered the root of why you respond a certain way or why you do things that you know don't serve you. And we work together to rewire the neural pathways that create lasting change. Now, some of the beliefs that you unconsciously absorbed serve you. and then most of them don't. And unless you learn how to work with the unconscious mind, you'll spend your entire life thinking you're making the choices when really you're just reacting to old programming. That's why you get stuck. That's why you keep repeating the same situations. That's why no matter how many goals you set, you end up right back where you started because your unconscious mind is running the show, not your conscious mind. You're not consciously making these decisions. You think you are, but you're not. So let's break down the model of reality. And here's really how it works. Okay. Every second of your life, your five senses, see, touch, hear, taste, and smell, are all taking in about 2.3 million bits of information. Now, I have learned that some say it's not as much and it's only about 500,000 bits, which is still a lot. And I've also learned that it could be as much as, into the hundreds of millions of bits per second. It really just depends on what someone classifies as a bit. So, for the sake of this video and for me teaching you, let's go with the 2.3 million bits. So, now what happens with that information that came into you? Your unconscious mind has to filter down the information to deliver it to your conscious mind for you to get an outcome, whatever that outcome may be. Now, your conscious mind, it can only process about 126 bits of information. That means the unconscious has to filter out all the rest. So we're going from 2.3 million bits down to 126 bits. Now ask yourself, how much information is not being queued up to your conscious mind? Yeah, it's a lot. So these 126 bits create your reality. And if you don't like the way your reality is unfolding for you, you do have a choice within you to choose a different 126 bits, but you can't do this rewiring in isolation. The way the unconscious mind takes the 2.3 million bits and only shows you 126 of them is through three main processes: deletion, distortion, and generalization. So let's look at delete, right? Your mind deletes information it feels that it doesn't think is important. You don't notice the air conditioning running until it stops running. You don't notice the details of the road signs when you're lost in thought. And sometimes you even delete possibilities, opportunities that are right in front of you because your mind has already decided they don't exist. Even though they do, you just don't see them. Your unconscious mind also distorts information. Your mind twists reality to fit your beliefs. You might take, neutral feedback as an attack because deep down you already believe that you're not enough. You see what you expect to see, not what's actually there. And it also generalizes information. Your mind creates rules from experience. If you got rejected once, now all women can't be trusted. You failed once, so now I'm just not good at business. Your unconscious mind builds patterns from the past along with evidence and then uses them as filters for the present and the future. These filters are shaping your reality right now as you're watching this video. You're not responding to the world. You're responding to your model of the world. Now, there are filters of these filters. These three: delete, distort, and generalize are running from deeper filters in your unconscious mind, like the time of day or night, your mood, your meta programs, language, memories, decisions. And the three deepest are beliefs, values, and the deepest one is identity, who you believe you are. These are those I am statements. So I'm teaching you this because without deeper knowledge and understanding of how you actually process information that then manifests into your reality, nothing will change. This is why so many men live their whole life on repeat. Think about it. If your unconscious mind believes, I'm not good enough, what do you delete? Every piece of evidence that says you are good enough. What do you distort? The neutral looks, the silence, the offhand comment. You twist it into proof that you're failing when in all actuality, it's just an old limiting decision calling the shots. What does your unconscious mind generalize? See, this always happens to me. It's not really always happening to you. Can you think of a time when it didn't happen to you? And then when you wonder why your reality looks the same year after year, it's because nothing is changing at that deeper level. The unconscious mind doesn't care about truth. It doesn't care about what you want or what you don't want. All it cares about is consistency and familiarity. It cares about keeping your reality aligned with your beliefs and your identity, even if those beliefs are destroying you. Because what's familiar is deemed safe by the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind's whole purpose is for preservation of self. So it keeps you safe by keeping you in the same patterns that have led you this far, even if the life you have is not what you want. That's why mindset alone doesn't work. That's why affirmations alone don't work because unless you change the program that's filtering your reality, nothing else will change. Think of it like this, right? Think of it like a car's engine, right? It's leaking oil. And all you did was put more oil in it without fixing the leak. What would happen? Right? It would just continue to leak. And over time, that leak would get bigger and bigger because the part of the engine is damaged. It's not working like it should. It's not keeping the oil in. And eventually, one day, and often unexpectedly, it blows out and you lose all the oil and the engine shuts down in a dramatic fashion. Now, I'm not talking about an actual engine. This is your unconscious mind. You keep running with worn out and damaged information from when you were a child, and eventually, if you don't identify the real issue, repair it, it will keep you in the same situation for the rest of your life, even if the situations are not what you want. I know it sounds crazy, right? And it doesn't make sense, but I promise you, this is how your mind works. This is how all of our minds work. It's backed by medical neuroscience. Think about ancient warriors, monks, and philosophers. They all understood this in their own way. The Stoics practiced daily reflection. Marcus Aurelius would literally write out his thoughts every night, training his mind to see reality clearly instead of through distorted filters. Samurai warriors trained not just with the sword, but with meditation and poetry because they knew an unregulated mind could twist reality and cost them their life and the man next to them. Even in modern times, think about Navy SEALs. They train not just their bodies, but their unconscious patterns under pressure. Their ability to stay calm in chaos comes from rewiring what the unconscious perceives as a threat. Men who lead, whether in war, in philosophy, or in life, all mastered their unconscious filters. So, how do you break free from this trap? Okay, let's learn about what you can do. The first one is to become aware of your filters. So ask yourself, what am I deleting right now? What evidence am I ignoring because it doesn't fit my story? What am I distorting? Am I taking something neutral and twisting it into a weapon against myself? What am I generalizing? What story have I told myself, so many times that it just feels like fact? Then you need to challenge the beliefs in your unconscious, okay? Because if your unconscious has been running the program, I'm not enough, Stop asking if it's true. Ask, where did I learn this? And who gave it to me? Because 9 out of 10 times, it wasn't you. It was handed to you by someone else and you just accepted it. Then what you do is you need to regulate your state. When you're hijacked by your nervous system, you can't see clearly. Stillness, breath work, cold exposure, coaching, these aren't just trends, they're tools to regulate your unconscious patterns so you can choose instead of react. And then install new programming. This is where the real work begins, rewiring your identity. And here's the truth, you can't do it alone. You need mirrors, you need brotherhood, you need someone who can catch the blind spots that you can't see because you've been living in them for decades. You need someone who will challenge your limiting beliefs and open your eyes to possibilities that you don't see because you're filters. You need someone who will get you to see that there are different 126 bits in front of you. Have you ever heard the saying, you can't see the forest for the trees? Yeah, that is this. You can't see you're standing in a forest because you just see the trees that's right in front of you. But when someone is helping you, they're looking at the bigger picture and they're helping you identify a forest of possibilities. So let me call this out, right? If you don't take control of your unconscious mind, it will keep running your life. You'll keep sabotaging your relationships because your unconscious deletes her love and distorts her words. You'll keep grinding in your work, but never feeling enough because your unconscious keeps the bar just out of reach. You'll keep numbing yourself at night because your unconscious has trained you to avoid stillness. But if you do the work, if you learn how to rewire your model of reality, life stops being something that happens to you and starts being something that happens for you. You'll notice opportunities that you used to delete. You'll see the truth where you used to distort. You'll create new patterns instead of repeating the old ones. That's when you stop living like a victim of your past and start living as the architect of your future. So let me ask you again, man to man, how much longer are you going to let your unconscious run your life? How much longer are you going to keep living in a reality that was built by fear, shame, and survival because your life isn't shaped by what happens to you? It's shaped by the model you've been carrying inside of you. And the moment you decide to rewire it, that's the moment your reality changes. If this landed with you, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Share it with a fellow brother who might need to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified whenever I release a new video. I also have free resources below that will help you start to rebuild from the inside out. Tools that work, built for men just like you. And if you are interested in making a real lasting change for yourself, I work with men just like you in a private one-on-one container. The application to work with me is in the description, and just know I don't work with everyone. I only work with men who are bold, willing, and seeking. And if you're still here watching this, that's you. So hit subscribe for yourself, grab the tools, and reach out. Give me a follow too on social media. Links are in the description. Remember, you're not broken. You're becoming. I'll see you on the next video. Stay strong, brother.